Let's start at the top of the mat with your hands resting by your sides, feet are hip distance. Close your eyes, roll your shoulders back and down, take a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Every inhale, standing up a little bit taller. And every exhale, deepening your breath. Next deep inhale, let's reach our hands all the way to the sky, bringing the palms to touch. And exhale, hands down into the heart center. Taking a few more deep breaths here as you let go of anything you brought on the mat with you today. Taking the moment to calm the mind. And inhale, let's reach all the way back up. Open your eyes. And exhale, fold forward. We're just going to take a ragdoll. So grab opposite elbows, let the head hang. You can bend your knees if that feels good. And sway side to side. Maybe nod your head yes or no. And gently start to roll all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. And we're going to warm up with some sun salutations. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, fold forward, gaze to your toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step back into your high plank, on or off the knees, lower down. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths in this down dog, bicycle out your legs. Bending one knee, then the other. Pressing your chest towards your thighs, fingers are spread wide. And inhale, send your gaze up to your hands. Exhale, step or float your feet up to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lifts you all the way up. Let's interlace our fingers at the top, reaching your hands to the sky. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, lean to the right, gaze up to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lean to the left, gaze up to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, fold forward, gaze to the toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step or float back, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing dog. For this down dog, let's take our hands as wide as the mat and your feet as wide as the mat. We're going to take our right hand and reach back, grab onto the left ankle. So we're taking a nice twist. Take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, you're going to pull yourself through, gazing under the left armpit. Taking a few deep breaths here. And release back into the downward facing dog. Switching sides, left hand reaches back, grab onto the right ankle. Pull yourself all the way through, gaze under the right armpit. Few deep breaths. And release back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, send your gaze to the front. And exhale, slowly walk your feet all the way back up to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. And inhale, lifts you all the way up. And exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step or float back, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing. So we're going to go ahead and start our build-a-flow. So right leg reaches to the sky. Bend your knee, open the hip. And just allow this hip to open a little bit more with every exhale. Enjoy the stretch. A few deep breaths here. And straighten the right leg to the sky. Bend the knee as you bring the knee to the chest, stepping it all the way forward, reaching straight up for a high lunge. Scoop your tailbone. You can either keep your hands shoulder distance or bring your palms to touch. Take a deep inhale as you find length in the spine. Exhale, sink deeper into your hips. We're going to hang out here for 5 breaths. If you want to add a slight back bend and make it more of a crescent lunge, feel free. And last deep inhale. And exhale, hands come back down to the mat. Step back, take a vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog. And left leg lifts. Bend your knee, open your hip. And you have your 5 deep breaths to enjoy the stretch. Maybe you feel it in your hip or your hamstring. Continuing to press your chest towards your thigh. And inhale, reach that left leg all the way back up. And exhale, step the left leg forward through your lunge, reaching to the sky. So your hands can stay shoulder distance or palms touch. Take a deep inhale, grow through the spine, and exhale, sink a little bit deeper. So we're just firing up the legs here, creating some heat in the body. The deeper you sink into the stretch, the more challenging it is. And one more deep inhale. And exhale, hands down to the mat. Step back and take your vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog. And right leg lifts. Bend your knee, open your hip. Inhale, reach the right leg up. Exhale, bring the knee to the chest, step it forward, moving right through your lunge. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to open to warrior two. Sink deep into this warrior two, checking your alignment, making sure that right knee is right over the right ankle. Reaching your hands away from you, pulling the shoulders away from the ears. And maybe sink a little bit deeper. Next inhale, let's flip that right palm, reaching all the way up and back, reverse your warrior. And moving into extended side angle. So right elbow can come to right thigh, left arm up and overhead. Or you can drop that right hand down to a block or the mat, whatever feels best for you. Reaching your left hand all the way overhead, pinky side of the hand is facing down. See if you can challenge yourself and sink a little bit deeper into your hips. And inhale, up and back, reverse your warrior. And we're going to windmill our hands all the way down. Step back, take your vinyasa. And meeting in downward facing dog. And left leg lifts. Bend your knee, open your hip. And inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Reach all the way up through your high lunge. Take that deep inhale. Exhale, open warrior two. Sink deep into your left leg. And feel your arms reaching away from you as you sink deeper into your warrior two. Start to engage your inner thighs, feeling like you're trying to pull them together. And next inhale, let's flip that left palm up and back, reverse your warrior. And moving into your extended side angle. So option for the elbow on the thigh, or reaching that left hand down to the mat. Right hand is reaching up and overhead, pinky side of the hand is down, pull the shoulder away from the ear. And let's sink deep into those hips. Pay attention to the outer edge of that back foot, making sure that it's pushed all the way down. So you have energy throughout every corner of the body. And inhale, up and back, reverse. And exhale, windmill your hands down. Step back and take your vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog. So let's take a few breaths in this down dog. Calming the mind. And right leg lifts. Bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, reach the right leg up. Exhale, step the right foot forward, reaching up through your lunge. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, open to warrior two. Flip your right palm up and back, reverse. And extended side angle, whatever variation is your favorite. And inhale, up and back, reverse. And shifting into a half moon pose. We're going to launch forward, reaching your right fingertips out in front of you. You can always use a block if you need. Open your hips here, left fingertips reach to the sky. So you can keep your gaze down if you want to balance a little easier today. If you want to challenge yourself, you can send your gaze up. You also have the option here to reach back, bending the left leg, and grabbing the left foot with the left hand, kicking the foot into the hand. And gently start to bend into that right leg. And we're going to step all the way back, reversing our warrior. And moving back into our extended side angle, this time we're going to try a bind. So you're going to reach the right hand to the ground, left hand reaches up and overhead. And we're going to reach the right arm under the right leg, left hand reaches up and back, and see if you can clasp your fingers. So if you have your fingers, try to push the chest open even more, rotating the right ribs forward. And you can kind of use your chest pushing into the right thigh to create more space in the legs. Gaze is up if that feels okay on the neck. And let's start to straighten the right leg for a bound triangle pose. So keeping those hands bound if you can, reach the chest forward. Trying to stack your shoulders. And let's gently release our bind. And inhale, up and back, reverse your triangle. Windmill your hands all the way down, bending through the right leg. Step back, take your vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog. And left leg lifts. Bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, step the left foot forward, reaching up through your lunge. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, open a warrior two. Flip your left palm up and back, reverse. And extended side angle. Inhale, up and back, reverse. And we're going to shift forward, find our half moon. So start to launch all the way forward nice and gracefully, using your abs to find some control. Reaching your right hand to the sky. Try to open your chest, stack your shoulders, stack your hips, flex the right foot. You want to feel energy reaching through the right heel. This is your chance to really engage your core here, so pull your belly button in. And then you have that option to grab the right foot, if that feels good for you. Every side is different, so maybe one side, it feels awesome, the other side's not quite there today, that's okay. And let's release that foot if you have it, bend into that left leg, slowly stepping it back, and inhale, up and back, reverse your warrior. Returning through the center, finding our extended side angle, getting ready for our bind. So right hand reaches overhead, left hand's reaching to the floor. Sink your hips nice and deep. And then we're gonna reach our right hand behind us, left hand reaches under the left leg. See if you can grab those fingertips, and then pull the shoulders open, pull the chest open. Option to send your gaze up. Pressing firmly through the outer edge of the right foot to help stabilize you. And let's start to straighten that left leg, bound triangle pose. Keeping your chest pulling back. Keeping the right hip rotating open. Gaze can be up or down. And let's gently release our bind. Inhale, up and back, reverse your triangle. And windmill your hands all the way down, bending through the left leg. Step back, find your vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing. And adding on, right leg lifts. Bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, reach the right leg up. Exhale, right leg steps forward, reaching through your lunge. Deep inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Flip your right palm up and back, reverse. And extended side angle. Inhale, up and back, reverse. And exhale, start to shift forward, finding your half moon, only holding for a breath. Deep inhale. Exhale, gracefully step it back, finding your warrior two. Flip the right palm up and back, reverse. Back into your extended side angle. Right hand comes down to the mat. Left hand reaches up and open, finding the bind. Take a deep inhale. And start to straighten the right leg, finding your triangle pose. Gently release your bind, up and back, reverse your triangle. And back into the center. So our next pose we're gonna add on is a twisted triangle. You can wiggle your back foot in if you wanna shorten your stance. Right hand comes to your right hip, left hand reaches open, square off your hips with the front of the mat. Left hand comes down to either the shin or the outside of the right foot. Pull your shoulders open to the right side. Send your right hip back and reach your right arm up. Few deep breaths here. Trying to find extension through every corner of the body. We're going to slightly bend the right leg, and we're going to shift forward for a twisted half moon. So just slightly shift the weight forward using your fingertips to catch you. Reach the left leg behind you and keep the chest opening to the right side. So your left hip is dropped, your left toes are flexed, and try to reach that left leg up so it's in line with your spine. Breathing deep. If you're shaking, it's okay, because I am too. And let's bend into that right leg, stepping the left foot all the way back into a lunge. We're reaching the right hand behind us, left hand reaches in front of us, twisted lunge. Send your gaze to the right hand. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, drop that right hand to the back leg. Left hand reaches up and back. So we're gonna reverse twisted lunge. See if you can find the extension on the left side of the body, feeling that left hand reaching up and back even more as you sink the hips down deeper. And let's windmill our hands all the way down. Step back and take that vinyasa. If you ever want to skip your vinyasas and just find your downward facing dog, that's totally fine. It's your practice. So take a breath or two when you're downward facing. And left leg lifts. Let's bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, step the left foot forward, reach through your lunge. Take that inhale. Exhale, open a warrior two. Flip your left palm up and back reverse. And right into your extended side angle. And inhale, up and back reverse. Shifting forward, finding your half moon. One breath here, deep inhale. And exhale, gracefully step it back, reverse your warrior. And left hand comes all the way down. Find your bound extended side angle. Take that deep inhale. Start to straighten that left leg. And release your bind. Inhale, up and back reverse. And left hand comes to the left hip, right hand reaches up. Twisted triangle pose. So you could drop the right hand to the left shin or to the outside of the left foot. Twist your shoulders all the way over to the left side, stacking the shoulders. Left hand reaches up. Send your left hip back. And let's bend into that left leg. Starting to shift your weight forward, twisted half moon, reaching the left hand up. Right foot reaches behind you, flex your right toes, keeping your right hip dropped. The more you can open that chest to the left side, the better. And last deep inhale, slowly bend into that left leg, stepping it back for your twisted lunge. Reaching your right fingertips in front of you, left fingertips reach behind you. See if you can challenge yourself and turn your gaze to your left hand. And then let's reverse it, dropping that left hand to the right leg, reaching the right hand up and back. And then feel that nice yummy stretch on the whole right side of the body as you sink deeper into the left leg. And windmill your hands all the way down. Let's step back, take your vinyasa, and meet in downward facing dog. So this is going to be our last time moving through. We're adding our 3 final poses on. Inhale, right leg reaches up. Bend your knee, open your hip. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, step it all the way forward, reach up through your lunge. Take that inhale, find your warrior two. Flip your right palm up and back, reverse. Extended side angle. Inhale, up and back, reverse. Shifting forward, find your half moon. One breath here, inhale. And exhale, step it all the way back, reverse your warrior. And extended side angle, finding your bind. Reaching those hands, interlacing the fingers. And let's straighten our leg, bound triangle. Take that deep inhale. And gently release your bind, up and back, reverse your triangle. And right hand to the right hip, left hand up, and twisted triangle. Reach your right hand up, take that deep inhale. And bend into the right leg, shift forward, twisted half moon. Only for a breath, so take this deep inhale, lengthen, and gracefully step back into your lunge. Reach your right hand back, reverse your twisted. And from here, we're gonna windmill our hands down, and we're gonna shorten our stance. Both toes facing forward for a nice pyramid pose. So we're just gonna fold over the right leg. You can round the back this time, almost like a rag doll. We're just stretching out that right hamstring as much as we can, keeping your right hip pressing back, left hip pulling forward. And start to bend into your right leg. We're gonna shift forward into a standing split. So left leg reaches to the sky. You can use your fingertips to either side of the mat to help find your balance. Drop your head towards your shin, 5 breaths. Continue to reach that left foot up even higher. Energy through the toes. And start to pull that left knee into the chest as we stand it all the way up. Give it a big hug. And then we're gonna drop that left leg behind us for dancer pose. So left hand's gonna grab onto the left foot, right hand reaches to the sky. Kick the foot into the hand, and then feel your body slightly hinge forward as you find your balance. Two more deep breaths. And gently release to standing. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. And left side. Left leg lifts. Bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, straighten it out. Exhale, step the left foot forward through your lunge, reaching up. Take that inhale, find your warrior 2. Reach your left hand up and back, reverse your warrior. And extended side angle. And inhale, up and back, reverse. And shifting forward, finding your half moon. Only a breath here, inhale. And gently step it back, reverse your warrior. And reaching that left hand all the way down, right hand reaches up and back. Find your bound, extended side angle. Take your inhale. Start to straighten the left leg, keep the chest nice and open. And gently release your hands up and back, reverse. And left hand, left hip, right hand reaches up. Bring the right hand down to the left shin, left hand reaches up, twisted triangle pose. Bend into the left leg, start to shift forward. Finding your twisted half moon. Take your deep inhale. And exhale, step it all the way back into your twisted lunge. Reach your hands away from you. Left hand reaches all the way back, right hand up. Windmill your hands down. And shorten your stance, both toes to face forward. Fold over that left leg. Enjoying the stretch in the left hamstring. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward. Deep inhales. And you know what's coming, so start to bend that left leg, shift forward. And we're gonna reach up for our standing split. Reaching that right leg to the sky. You can drop your head towards your shin if that feels good for you. So this pose is more about strength than it is about flexibility. We're just trying to hold that leg up, working the legs here. And start to bring that right knee to the chest as we stand it all the way up. Give it a big hug. And release that right leg behind you, bringing the right hand to the right foot. Left hand reaches all the way up. Kick the foot into the hand as you start to hinge forward. 5 deep breaths. Find your focus point. Use your counterbalance. Last deep inhale. And exhale, release to standing. Inhale, reach all the way up. Let's flow to the ground. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step or float back. High to low plank. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Take a few deep breaths in your last down dog. Just paying a little attention to your body where it feels more open. And let's drop our knees and just take a nice seated position with your legs crossed. Hands heart center. We're going to end with one breath together. Take a deep inhale. Then exhale. The highest in me honors and respects the highest in each of you. Namaste.